The body is always going to be the beacon. You know, what's going on in the body is generally is a signal. It's a sign that something is being shown, is showing to us again, because that's, I mean, with the unconscious mind, that's how it happens. The body is presenting all the unconscious thoughts and our memories and beliefs and suppressed emotions and all that kind of stuff is stored in the body. And when we are presented with someone or represented with somebody who reminds us of an old situation, of something that hurt us so bad when we were young or just in our past, the body actually reminds us of that, but the conscious mind doesn't want to go there, so it dissociates. It says, no, I'm not interested in this. I'm going to create another story, which generally is where Mr. Right starts playing into it. You know, it creates this grandiose story about the situation, embellishes it, makes it so enticing for you to hold on to and so entertaining that it's easy to go there. And then that's why the conscious mind is distracted by that. Meanwhile, the body, the subconscious mind, is showing you exactly what's going on, or at least giving you an indication of something else is going on, because your heart's racing, your body's having this extra experience or completely different experience. So when you can get into the body, so now the things that I do is when I'm feeling like that, I say things like, I tune into my body for a start, and I say, okay, well, my heart's racing here. I feel a bit sick in my stomach. My palms are sweaty. My feet's tapping. You know, whatever my body is actually doing, I get into the body. That's what we're always saying is these things happen, and we're like, I'm too scared. I've got to get out of the body. I'm running away into a fabricated story, into a fantasy. So we leave our body and go into a different reality, a different story, a different timeline that feels more comfortable for us. But when we can get into the body, what's that?
Is that the flight mode then?
Yeah, that's right. Fight or flight. We've gone into that reptilian brain, which is in survival. It's the one that's going to create stories and stupid thinking. That is where stinking thinking exists from, because it's creating scenarios that are either going to get you to run away from it or to hide from it, to freeze, fight, flight, or freeze. You know, it's that situation. So when we can then move through that situation or get back into the body and ground it and ground that energy, understanding, having the awareness, reminding yourself when you do get that level of awareness, hold on a minute, something else might be going on here. What I'm thinking might not necessarily be true. What I'm feeling is this, and those feelings then make me think like this, you know, make me think like someone is betraying me, or make me think like I'm feeling abandoned or neglected or not seen or not heard. They're usually the ones that come out when we're feeling triggered and upset about situations. Then things really start to dissolve from there, because you're seeing and hearing yourself. You're giving yourself what you're hoping somebody else will do, but they're not. And that's the purpose of the situation, is that we've placed the power in the other person to do something for us or to make us feel a certain way. And when they don't do that, we're going to get upset about it.
Yeah.
So when we can get back into the body and just call out the feelings and say, I'm feeling this. I think like it feels like this is happening for me. It feels like I'm being bullied. It feels like I'm being shut down. It feels like I'm being neglected, or whatever it is that's going on for us. That's the first step. That's always the first step. And then bringing it to the show. Bring it to the show, and then we can all clean on it together. But awareness is always the first key. And when we can start relating to ourselves better, then we start to have more wisdom and more power in those moments to make better choices.
Yeah, and it's about asking that question: where's this coming from? Have I experienced this before? Where did I first start feeling this? You know, these things. It's just being, like you always say, it's about being really curious about what you're feeling and experiencing, because it's, to be honest, it's never really right or wrong. It's just what's going on. So, you know, in other words, don't beat ourselves up about it. Just ask the question: A, what's going on? What's going on that is making me feel like this? And then the beautiful way out of it is, what would my hero do in this situation? So, and then that's the way out of it, isn't it? Is actually getting out. I think you touched earlier on about the expectations that, you know, and how often do we go into situations, or we've been given an opportunity to do something, or we embark on a whole new adventure of losing weight, giving up smoking, doing something really different to what we really are experiencing, and we have an expectation that goes there, and that expectation is only based in what we've already known things to be, taking it into our future. And then when they don't meet up, we then create that rule to think this is how it's going to be. And then when the expectation isn't met, the rule gets broken, and then everything starts falling apart on us.
Mm. Well, that's the hump day cycle you're talking about there, Idilicus. Well, I mean, we talk about it in the work week of, you know, wake up dreading Monday morning, getting through Tuesday, getting over the hump on Wednesday, cruising through Thursday. Friday's joyful because you've got a bit of free time. You can be free to do what you want, be who you want to be for 2 days.